Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Georgetown. We are very delighted to have you here today. It's a beautiful day. Welcome, Phyllis, Jeff. We come together on Sundays because we are all in need of spiritual recharging. Because the events of the week have a tendency to kind of drain us in all sorts of directions. And on Sundays, we come back together, and I'm sure you do it on an individual basis, on a daily basis, diligently. But, on Sunday, we do it as a shared experience. And I thought about that this week because, we had a wonderful eclipse, didn't we? That was just amazing. It was really weird when it turned completely dark, just doom, like somebody hit the switch. And because when it came back, I looked up, and it was just a little sliver, a little tiny little thing, and it was already all lit up, and I said, man. So that's a big difference between very little and zero. But anyway, the news and everybody was talking about a shared experience. And I got to thinking that, that we're relational creatures. We need relationships. We need to have shared experiences. It's part of who we are. And so that's why we come together. And I say this all the time. We don't come here to Unity to punch our ticket to paradise, because we understand that as a non-local entity or being, I don't like being because it sounds like a being, but as a non-local essence, then we are everywhere all the time. So in that sense, we're very much in heaven now. The problem is we don't see it. Our consciousness, that filter that we have, doesn't allow us to see it. So we have to work on it. And Sunday mornings, we come together to create just a little bit extra heaven as a shared experience. And we do this by singing together, and we laugh together, and we pray together, and we affirm together, and we even learn. Yes. Can you imagine going to a service and learning something? It's an amazing experience, but it's part of what we do. And so all that brings us together as a community. And we take that energy, and it starts to it's exponential. It just radiates out into the community and out into the entire world. And unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And we honor all paths to spirit because it's just one. Everything is ultimately one. In variation, in expression, but one. And so we have a lot of things going on today. We have a special guest, Reverend Jim, as our speaker. And this is his last. Reverend Jim has been here for a few months now. He comes from, and Joanne, and they come from Bend, Oregon, and spend the winter here in Sun City. And they're heading back this week. So I said, bless us with your wisdom, Jim, one more time before you leave. And so, yeah. And I was going to leave it for the announcements, but I just can't contain myself. We have a new member of our music team as well. Her name is Kim Polini. She was here last year. She was here on 2 different Sundays last year, if I recall. I think it was 2. And so we're familiar with Kim, and she's a wonderful, wonderful singer and a wonderful person, and we're so glad that you've joined the team. Anyway. So I'd like for you to join me with our mission statement. Together we say, we are a thriving spiritual community inspiring and empowering individual and global transformation as amplified by the life and the teachings of Jesus. Once again, welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Georgetown, a spiritual breath of fresh air. Our announcements.
Thank you, Reverend Tommy. All right, first we'd like to welcome any new members. If you're here for the first time, we'd like to extend a special welcome. If you're comfortable, please raise your hand or stand so we can get introduced. Anybody here for the first time? Ah, yes.
This is our daughter Susan, who's visiting from Virginia.
Hi, Susan, from Virginia. You're obviously a very special person. Anyone else? Okay, well,
Please leave your social security number because we need it.
thank you. We're glad you're here with us, and we wish you would make our spiritual center your spiritual center. Okay, now, and I'm going to repeat Reverend Tommy, so forgive me. Okay. Reverend Jim Passmore will be giving our lesson today. This is his last Sunday before he travels back to Oregon. We thank him for his fellowship these last months, and we wish he and his wife Joanne a safe journey, and we look forward to when you come back to visit us again. All right. Okay, I got some more sad news, so you guys get ready, get your hankies out. Seriously. This is also the last Sunday for Mimi Spires, Mimi, and for Mike and Diane Goodell. They are going to be leaving us. We wish you all much love, and we are grateful that you have been a part of our family, and we want you to know that we will miss you, and you're always welcome back. Thank you. Okay, another repeat. We have a new musician joining our musical team. Please welcome Kimberly Polini. I'm sorry. I don't get to read often, and I'm not skipping anything, so it is a big deal. We agree. Yes, you may recognize her as she's filled in a few Sundays last year when Tom and Shonda weren't available. She's a celebration member from Austin, and she's been looking for a spiritual home, and she's found it with us. We're very happy you're with us, and we wanted to give you a big welcome. Okay, now for the stuff Reverend Tommy didn't spill. Let's get metaphysical. Dude. Whoa, you could have driven a freight train through that one. The Let's Get Metaphysical discussion group with Reverend Tommy meets on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. We meet in the Legacy Hills Park, which is right across the street, weather permitting.
Okay, I have a modification on that. This week, I'm going to be out of town. We're going down to the valley to take care of all kinds of stuff. And this week, they're going to have it at Ann's, and Doc Kate, she's one of the people that comes. She's going to facilitate, and they're going to do something different this week. They're going to meditate and listen to something for a good long while. So, and she has asked that when you show up at Ann's house, into silence from the get-go. So just keep that in mind.
If anyone would like to be included on the email list, please let Reverend Tommy know so he can add you, so you can be given all the email information about the Let's Get Metaphysical group. The book club will meet April 23rd, which is this month's fourth Tuesday, at the Lark and Owl at 10 a.m. Thank you. We do love Dan.
We can't figure him out, but we love him.
Yes, we're going to be discussing the first half of The Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. Due to its length, we'll be continuing and doing the second half in May. Okay. The Bucket of Hope donations this month are going to Hope Alliance for the upcoming quarter, which started April 1st. You can learn more about them by clicking on their link on our website or in our weekly newsletter. Thank you for your generous support. This is a good one. We now have a Spiritual Home Fund donation box that will be placed on the welcome table for checks and or cash donations.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh,
That's what it looks like.
this has become the welcome table.
Donna has something.
It's going to be on the welcome table, but when we're in here, then it'll be here.
That's true.
Okay. So for those of you who might not have heard, when we're in here, it will be up here on this table. When before and after the service, it will be out on the welcome table out front. This is to eliminate the confusion with that first Sunday dual collection that we were having. Okay. Also remember that you can make donations via Breeze at your convenience at any time. Okay? There are 2 outdoor services coming up at the Cohen Creek Pavilion. The dates for these are April 28th and May 26th. We are planning to have picnic lunches after the service, so check the website and our newsletter for any updates. Wanted to let you know that this afternoon's performance of Disaster, the musical, is sold out. For those of you who have tickets, don't forget, it starts at 2 o'clock. Today, after our service, our fun and fellowship outing is to go see our very own Kurt Kelso star in Disaster the Musical. We can't wait. Kirk's going to have his very own cheering section. So break a leg, Kirk. All right, our June 2nd lunch has changed from a potluck to catered. Yes, it's being planned after the service here at the Oaks, and more details will follow as we get closer to that date. Please visit our welcome table in the foyer, check out our weekly e-newsletter that's sent out every Friday morning, or go to our website. Thank you.
So, before we start service, we like to begin with a little bit of humor, because laughter is, after all, the best medicine, and it puts us all in the right frame of mind. And today we have a guest comedian, and it's Reverend Jim.
Not the whole talk, okay? Just this. So this is a story about 2 hunters who had spent years and years training their dogs to retrieve ducks. Oh, this is This is a story about 2 hunters who had spent years and years training their dogs to retrieve ducks from their duck blind. And they were always, talking about, they hadn't hunted together, but they were always talking about how great their dogs were. So finally, they had a chance to go hunting together, and they're in the blind, and the first guy shoots a duck and says to his dog, "Fetch!" And the dog goes out, fetches the duck, comes right back and drops it right in front of him. And he does that 2 or 3 times, and he's so proud of it. And he says, "Let's see what your dog can do." And the second hunter shoots a duck and says, "Fetch." His dog goes out, fetches the duck, walks back across the water, and drops the duck in front of him. And he's waiting for a reaction. And the other guy's not saying anything. He says, "Well, didn't you notice anything about my dog?" He says, "Yeah, your stupid dog doesn't know how to swim."
Let's please rise and begin today's service.
Sing this all together. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and repeat after me. Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
on.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
Don't you despair.
Don't you
what a wonderful start. Thank you so much. Thank you, Reverend Tommy. All right, with the ringing of the crystal bowl, we join our hearts and our minds in community to begin this sacred service.
Today's daily word is healing. The affirmation is God's healing power is moving through me. The inspiration for today's daily word comes from Isaiah 58:8. Your healing shall spring up quickly. I am open and receptive to God's healing power within me and within my dear ones. I trust with absolute faith that God is greater than any worldly condition. I cannot limit God. I listen to the still, small voice within and feel guided along my healing journey. If fear and worry get the better of me and I start to feel anxious, I call forth the healing power of the indwelling Christ. I spiritually surrender my concerns. When I pray for my dear ones, I do not focus on their condition. Rather, I see them as the divine beings they are, whole, prosperous, and spiritually perfect. As I pray, I perceive God's healing presence moving through me and my beloveds. This presence is the health beyond illness, the abundance beyond insufficiency, the life beyond death. It is the truth of my life. Please repeat the affirmation with me twice. God's healing power is moving through me. God's healing power is moving through me.
And now I'll light the 3 candles that represent the law of divine order: mind, idea, and expression. And these 3 words summarize the phases of the process of creation, how all things come into being. First, we have divine mind, which is the original source of all that is, of every possibility. And when we activate ourselves with divine mind and use the ideas that always are flowing to us, then we are able to cooperate in the flow of creation. And we share in God's creative power whenever we use our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions to transform these ideas into reality in our world. And now please join me in our prayer of intention. Living Spirit opens our minds, opens our hearts, touches us all deeply with love, and sends us out as agents of love, agents of peace, agents of justice. Amen. Now we have another song.
I am a light.
I am a light.
I am a light.
I am a light.
In this world.
In this world.
In this world.
In this world.
I am a light.
I am a light.
I am a light.
I am a light.
In this world.
In this world.
In this world.
In this world.
This is the place.
This is the place.
This is the time.
This is the time.
Let it shine.
Let it shine.
Let it shine.
let it shine.
I see the joy.
I see the joy,
I see the joy
I see the joy
in this world.
in this world,
In this world.
in this world.
I see the joy.
I see the joy,
I see the joy
I see the joy
in this world.
in this world,
In this world.
in this world.
This is the place.
This is the place,
This is the time.
this is the time.
Let it shine.
Let it shine,
Let it shine.
let it shine.
I'm living life every day.
I'm living life every day,
I'm spreading peace along the way.
spreading peace along the way.
Living life every day.
I'm living life every day,
Spreading peace along the way.
spreading peace along the way.
Right time,
Right time,
right place.
right place,
Living love
living love
every day.
every day.
We are the light.
We are the light,
We are the light
we are the light
in this world.
in this world,
In this world.
in this world.
We are the light.
We are the light,
We are the light
we are the light
in this world.
in this world,
In this world.
in this world.
This is the place.
This is the place,
This is the time.
this is the time.
Let it shine.
Let it shine,
Let it shine.
let it shine,
Let it shine.
let it shine,
Let it shine.
let it shine.
Let it shine.
Whew. I just want to say thank you to our wonderful music team and Kim, our newest member, Shonda, Dan, Tommy, and Orlando, who always hides in the back. Wow. Oh, and Tom, that's right. All right. Okay, if we can manage to keep ourselves in our seats for a second and join me in affirming together our statement of being and our vision statement. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the good omnipotence. Centered in God, we co-create a world of love, peace, and abundance. And now another song.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you. Hear all of my show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Now is the time when we join together in community prayer. So let's just take a moment to relax. Allow the beautiful energy of that song to just center us, open us. And I know some of us, many of us, maybe have been troubled this week by news of conflict and violence that's happening in the world right now. And I know I've been feeling a little overwhelmed and a bit powerless and thinking to myself, what can I do to make a difference? How can I help? And one of our prayer chaplains, Judy, sent me a quote from Ernest Holmes this week that I found really helped me to understand what I can do, what is mine to do. And so I'd like to start our time of prayer by sharing it with you this morning. We must think and feel peace if we wish to express peace. The mind that is always confused and distraught is not at peace. The mind that is continuously upset and agitated by the little petty things of life is not at peace. It is at war with itself. It is only when the individual mind ceases combating itself that it will stop combating others. So we begin here and now by creating peace in our own minds and hearts, by being peace in every interaction with others, in every event and situation of our day. We release the habit of being at war with anyone or anything, and we affirm peace begins with me. And as we do so, we create a force for peace that moves out from this place to begin to heal our world. And now we also affirm a peaceful spirit for anyone or any situation that you're holding in prayer today by saying their names aloud or the situation aloud or simply holding it silently in your heart. And now we close our time of prayer today by singing an ancient prayer, a prayer handed down through the ages that affirms God's realm manifest in earth as it is in heaven, the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
For our spiritual practice today, I want to talk about something that came up in LGM this week. We were talking about the power of intention and the work that people like Lynn McTaggart have done to study what happens when a group of people get together and focus their attention on something. And you may be familiar with her book, The Power of Eight. And she also wrote another book called The Intention Experiment, and it's really a fascinating study of how harnessing the energy of our thoughts can help us heal ourselves and the world. And that idea goes along perfectly with our unity belief that our thoughts have power and that we are all connected at the deepest level. And that's what happens when you submit a prayer request to your prayer chaplains or to Silent Unity. That's just what we do. We focus on your intention and we envision the highest and best outcome for all. And we might not even know the person that we're praying for. And that doesn't matter because we know and affirm the truth of our oneness with them, with God, and of their power as divine beings. And you don't have to be a prayer chaplain to hold intention. We can all do it. And there are ongoing studies that show measurable positive results from focused intention, especially when a group of people join their thoughts at one time. And an illustration of this is you might want to think of the difference between lighting candles and placing them separately all around a room, and then how that compares with massing the light all in one place. And you create more light and dispel more darkness when you join the candles together. So since we're all here in one place, I thought we could set an intention to hold together today. Excuse me. We all, I think, share the dream of finding a more permanent spiritual home for Unity Center Georgetown. And we have a team that's working toward that goal, and you've all generously supported us with our fundraising efforts. And we have our new cute little house. In fact, I'm gonna go. Put it up here. So now, we've done all this work, so now let's put the energy of intention to work too. So as we go into the silence this morning, I invite you to focus your thoughts and your feelings on this goal, and in whatever way feels most natural and powerful for you. You might want to visualize yourself sitting in our beautiful new sanctuary filled with light and joyful song. Or if visualization is hard for you, just focus on the feeling of connection and love that surrounds you when you're sitting and you're surrounded by your spiritual companions in our new home. And for me personally, my own personal dream to have a peaceful, private place to pray with people. And then just allow the energy of your thoughts and feelings to merge into a powerful vision that we can all hold together until you hear Dan begin to sing.
there is only
Please welcome Reverend Jim.
Thank you. I'm starting my timer. Oop. Thank you. Okay, somebody else remind me, this didn't work. That's it, okay. Well, at least it won't be a disaster. No, it may be a disaster because that's coming up next. Okay. So, well, my talk, The Greatest Joy. Some of you, in fact, I think 30 of you here purchased my book, thank you. And you probably don't know it, but I put the same inscription in every book. I wrote, "Enjoy the adventure of life." And for me, that's what this talk is all about, finding joy in the adventure of life. I've had many adventures in my life, as some of you may know if you've read my book, but there's always new adventures. And for me, even doing a talk like this, that's an adventure for me. It's a joy because I get to contemplate what the subject will be, how I'm going to present it. I get to research all the different areas that might impinge on it and add to it and enhance it. And it becomes a passion for me. And I know all of you find your joy with your passions, whatever it may be, whether it's writing, whether it's singing, whether it's finding a trek to Alaska, or whatever it might be. I even have a friend who was a psychologist all his life, and toward the end of his career, he decided his greatest joy was long-haul trucking. Yeah. You know him. But it's really amazing what life brings to you, doesn't it? And so how do we find this greatest joy in life? And I'm going to submit to you that one of the most important ways you can do that is to release resistance. Resistance is based on fear. We fear what's coming. We fight it. When we fight it, we activate fight or flight type activities in our brain. We switch to reptilian brain. We release hormones that are unhelpful. All of these things are negative. And so what we want to do is find ways to release that resistance. Focus is what it's about. Refocusing, pivoting from resistance to what do I see in front of me that's good, that's true. And if it's something that you say, well, that war we're talking about is true. Yes, but do we want to focus on fighting against that? Or do we want to focus on finding ways to see it peacefully resolved? And I grabbed a quote from Mother Teresa. She said, "I was once asked why I don't participate in anti-war demonstrations. I said that I will never do that, but as soon as you have a pro-peace rally, I'll be there." And isn't that just true? We focus sometimes on things we don't want in our life. And what does that do? It creates more. What we resist persists. And so we want to switch our focus. Anytime we begin to feel ourselves focusing on the negative, pivot and say, what is there positive that I can focus on? And an example from my life just recently was a post that I actually reposted. It was a positive statement on a subject that I was passionate about and I thought would elicit a lot of positive support, which it did. But it also elicited one or two really angry responses, negative responses, and it was surprising in a way to me. And one of the posts that came after that said, "Why is it that you still have friends on Facebook that you have such a different worldview and you're so at odds with?" And I actually posted on there, you know, every one of these opinions is valid for the person that has it because their entire life has been based on the DNA, their experience, their environment, what they were learned from their parents, from their teachers, from mentors, and so on. And to negate that and tell them that what they feel, their opinion is wrong, is to negate their entire life experience. And so Joanne, this morning as we were driving in, found a really cute quote that I thought was perfect for my talk, and it just came up at the last moment. Someone asked a sage, "How do we persuade those idiots?" "There's no need to persuade them," replied the sage, "nor is there any possibility of persuading them. It will only waste your time. I generally stop explaining and choose to echo them. I say to them, 'Yes, you're right.'" The other person objected. "How could you do that? You're escaping reality. You're not facing the problem head on." The wise man replied, "Yes, you're right." I thought that was perfect for this. So what we focus on grows, and it becomes manifest. And it becomes manifest for better or for worse. So what do we want to focus on? An example that I came up with was fighting climate change, as opposed to seeing all the beauty there is in the world, all these wonderful places, and putting our focus on that so that more people that we talk to about it, more people that we inspire about the beauty, will want to do something, will want to find those places that have been covered over with apartments and get the natural filters of the swamps and the marshes that were filtering out all the negative aspects, all the poisons and so on. We'll want to find ways to go out to that great gyre of plastic and monetize getting it out of there, and seeing all of these wonderful things happening in the world as opposed to focusing on the negativity. And there are thousands and thousands of groups around the world that are doing this, that are finding ways to make it happen. So put our focus on the positive, on what we can do about it. And all of us can figure out what's right for us with our built-in compass. And the way we do that is we simply ask ourselves, does it feel good when I'm thinking about it? Does it feel good when I'm planning to do it? And if it does feel good, it's right for you. That's a perfect built-in compass. It's your true north. If it doesn't feel good, it's your higher self letting you know that you're not in alignment with your inner being, that you're out of alignment. So if you want more joy in your life, if you want to release stress, pivot and find a way around any obstacle that tells you you're working in a negative direction. Remember, we're all powerful creators, and we have the ability to consciously choose exactly what we want in our life. So transition into pure positive energy in your mind, and that brings me to what I would call the greatest possible joy, and that is making our transition. Now, a lot of you may be shocked to hear me say that, because 70% of the people in the world think that making your transition is scary, fearful, negative. But guess what? I've left my body twice, and I've come back. And I can tell you that it's not only not scary, it's beautiful and wonderful. And there's thousands of people that have had near-death experiences, which I don't like that term. I like near-life transition, okay? NLT, not NDE, okay? And so the experience of making that transition, I was reading about this. I actually was traveling to Phuket, Thailand, many years ago, 2004. And I read a story about a lady that was caught in that tsunami. You may remember there was a huge tsunami, 9.1 earthquake off Sumatra in Indonesia. And it sent this massive tsunami hitting the coast of Thailand. And I happened to be there just a few days before it hit. I left. I didn't know it was going to hit. I didn't know there was going to be an earthquake, but I was out of there, thank goodness. But one of the ladies that was caught in Phuket in this tornado of water and flotsam and jetsam and so on was swept away and was pushed underwater and held there and was battered and beaten. And she became almost completely near death. She was so close to death, she was suffocating. And when she realized that she was going to die, she let go of all resistance to it. And the moment she let go of all resistance to it, guess what happened? She had this wonderful experience of light, of love, of creativity, of joy, of feeling the most profound reality she'd ever felt in her life, and loving this situation now. It was all new. It was wonderful, pure positive energy. Then all of a sudden she was lifted to the surface, regained her breath, and told the story of how she almost didn't want to come back. It was so wonderful. This is what almost all of the NDEs talk about, how wonderful it is. So why are we so afraid of a transition? All of us are going to go through it. Why not program to have a positive transition, to know that we can make that transition with joy? And how do we do that? We release resistance to it. Instead of facing it with fear, face it with joy, face it with love. Know that that is not the end. We are eternal beings. We all know that here. Why not affirm it? Why not grab a hold of that and say, yes, I will make my transition a joyful transition. Now, I'm not suggesting we should do that today. I want to be around a lot more years, maybe decades, and I think we all do. But why not program for a beautiful transition? That's part of my message here. Because I see, when I make my transition, what I see, not only pure positive energy, but creativity, ability to be and do whatever it is that we design in our mind instantly. You know, manifesting right here, right now, in pure positive energy, having such a joyful experience. And how long does that last? Eternity? We are eternal beings, so we have that choice. And the other thing that I thought about was, okay, well then what happens next? Do we get bored with that? Do we want to come back again? Try it again? And so I started reading a little bit about reincarnation. And there was stories, 2,500 children, usually under the age of 3, that remember past lives, and that scientists have studied, documented, verified, looked up all the areas that they say they used to live, the people they used to be, and so on. 2,500 verified, okay? So if that's the case, I said to myself, why does Christianity say there's no such thing as reincarnation? Why did they take it out of the Bible? Why did they take it out of the teachings, okay? And the reason is that in 553 BC, we all remember that. Here, this group. In 553 BC, Justinian I, the Byzantine emperor of Rome, said, you know what? This belief in reincarnation is causing me problems. People are no longer thinking that they have to listen to everything the church teaches them. We're losing control over that. We may even lose taxes. So we've got to change this. And he called together this council, and the council included only the bishops he decided were going to vote with him. He left out even the Pope, because the Pope didn't agree with him. He said, no, reincarnation's real. Why would I do that? So he gave him such a hassle that the Pope almost died just from the hassle he was getting from everyone. And eventually, when he started to travel there to try to rebut some of this, he died along the way. So reincarnation got pulled out of there. And so here we are thinking that this is one chance. And if we listen to the teachings of the original church, it says, no, it's not one chance. We have as many opportunities as possible. And also, the idea of Jesus being the only one that was divine was, I keep doing that, was taken out also in another council. There was a discussion about whether Jesus had been born a man and became divine through his learning, or is only divine, and no one else can do it. And ultimately, that was changed from Jesus was a man and is now divine like all of us are, to he's the only one there, he's on a pedestal, we worship him, not what he taught. And so that too is something that here in Unity, we've kind of put it back together as an individual choice. What do we want to believe? How does it affect our life? How does it make us more happy, more joyful? Do you feel better about the Christian teachings of burning in hell for your sins? Not my God. Can I hear an amen to that? For sure. So I had other things to present, but I noticed that it went a little longer. So I'm going to conclude. And in closing, I'm going to say that the most important thing I want to leave you with is the idea that our joy comes from releasing resistance and focusing on the positive. What brings you joy? And we've also speculated that the greatest joy just might be releasing fear and resistance, even to our transition. And we've speculated on the possibility of reincarnation as an adventure into pure, positive, creative energy. And we've talked about a compass that we have, all of us have. I call it my North Star, my true north. And that is, if it feels good, it is. If it doesn't feel good, it isn't. Pay attention to that guidance system. And I ask you to go forth and enjoy the greatest adventure in your life, the adventure of life. Thank you. I want to say one more thing. I just want to also add how much I've enjoyed being here with y'all and how much we're going to miss you all. We love you, and I would like to quote from Illusions, Jonathan Bach. When it comes to friends, there's no such place as far away.
Thank you, Jim, Reverend Jim. And all this talk has been, I want to say that next week I came up with the idea of, 2 years ago we did the whole Ho'oponopono prayer practice. And I think, you know, all the things that are going on and everything that we've gone through, it's something you should do on a semi-regular basis. So 2 years is about right. So next week we're going to get together and we're going to do some of this energy healing work with the Ho'oponopono prayer. And I've ordered some little beads and all that stuff. So it's going to be fun next week. In the meantime, during the eclipse, we were all together and we were all trying to find how many sun songs can we find. And we were playing sun songs, and then it occurred to me, and then somebody said, "Here comes the sun." I said, "Beautiful." And I said, "We have got to do that at service." And then talking with Kim and Shawna and Dan during the week, it all popped up again and said, "That's the song, so we're going to do that right now."
And you're welcome to sing along.
Yes.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Sun, sun, here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright. It's alright.
Now comes the time of the service where we offer our tithes and our gifts to our spiritual community so that we can continue to move forward and share this message that is unity and positivity and the power that we possess within that wants to manifest. So we take our tithes in our hands and together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love and I trust God.
Everything I see, everything I do is blessed by your hand, God. I give it back to you. Everything I give, every thought that's true is magnified in kind, God. I'll give it back to you.
Join me in our offering dedication. We bless and dedicate these tithes and offerings as an expression of divine love, and we release them to manifest that love in our community and in our world. We bless the children of the world. We bless, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. I was looking at this. Anyway, final reminders. Therese is our prayer chaplain for today, and we want to wish Reverend Jim and Joanne a safe and wonderful and joyous trip back to Oregon. And we'll see you again in the fall sometime. And y'all have a wonderful week, and we're going to go straight to the play in just a little bit, Kirk, so we're going to be there. Let's rise and end with our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God propels us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. I am light. I am love. I am power. I am presence. I am. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.